So we talked about this SIBO test yesterday and how this condition is so prevalent within society. We've been treating it for about 4 or 5 years now and have learned more and more by treating each patient. And plus, as more and more information is known and made available, more research, more experience, it has been quite the journey and quite the rewarding one too, as we tweak this, tweak that, and see better outcomes here, better outcomes there, know what to look for there. So we hear about this small intestinal bacterial overgrowth. Other than the signs and symptoms, why could this be a problem, and why do we want to prioritize it and correct it? Well, check it out. If you have this overgrowth of any type of microbial that shouldn't be there, there's also SIFO, S-I-F-O, small intestinal fungal overgrowth. So those puppies could be up there as well. There could be parasites. It could be a viral presence. Why do you want to correct things like that? In particular, the SIBO, bacterial overgrowth. Why do you want to protect that? Because these guys hang out. These bacteria that shouldn't be there hang out in your small intestine. And what they do is they start to damage the wall of the small intestine. So we already know, we've talked about things before. You start to damage that wall, obviously, it's supposed to let only certain things in, but you start to damage the wall, now it's getting a little more porous, a little more permeable, if you will, and now you are susceptible to things like leaky gut, inflammation, brain inflammation, autoimmune activity, things like that, joint pain, everything throughout the body. So we see, it's easy to connect the dots right there and easy to understand that. But when these puppies, other than creating a little bit more permeability in the intestinal wall, they can also cause some damage to what are known as the microvilli. These are these structures, finger-like projections on your intestinal wall. Why does it matter if these puppies are damaged? There's a few reasons for this one right here. Number one, outside of your pancreas, these puppies also have their own digestive enzymes with them. As my camera starts to dim, they have digestive enzymes in them. These are what help you digest the food that you're eating. So if you're damaging that, you're compromising your ability to take in food, which is good for them because they want to eat your food anyway and emit that gas that's causing those signs and symptoms. But if you're not getting the nutrition, now you're getting in a malnourished state. Now you're susceptible to other things, nutritional deficiencies, neurotransmitter deficiencies, hormonal deficiencies. You're not getting what you need, energy deficiencies. So these puppies are hitting you on that angle as well by damaging the microvilli and inhibiting your digestive enzymes. That's why a lot of times when you work on this, one of the concurrent strategies is to also feed the body with some digestive enzymes to help support you and ramp up your nutritional response while going through this. The other aspect of this, also in the microvilli, we've talked about this in the past, there's something produced called diamine oxidase. Diamine oxidase is an enzyme that breaks down histamine. That's huge. That's huge. And one of the most plentiful sources of that in the body is your microvilli in your gut. These puppies damage that. That means they're breaking down diamine oxidase. That means you don't have the ability to break down histamine as well. We've done multiple posts on histamine in the past, a plethora of issues that can be associated with histamine, from severity of premenstrual symptoms to headaches, migraines, obviously reactivity, skin reactions, the list goes on and on and on. Dizziness with histamine. So if you have some bacteria down there that's breaking down the enzyme that handles histamine, and histamine's being elevated and staying around too long, now you're getting histamine symptoms that you wouldn't normally associate with a bacterial overgrowth in the gut. But look, we're connecting the dots. This is why it makes sense to start there, and you gotta hit this one before you move on to the next one. The other aspect of it is depending on what bacteria are actually in the gut, some of them actually emit more histamine. So now you get a double whammy. Some of them break down the enzyme that breaks down histamine. Some of them actually release histamine themselves. So if they're doing that, all of a sudden, you got a double histaminergic effect, and now you're going through some of the same problems. And you're thinking it's a histamine problem, and you're thinking it's a reactivity problem, but it could be stemming from that small intestinal bacterial overgrowth in the gut. So just a few more reasons why you want to at least investigate this, perhaps test, and if there, get rid of it, on to the next one, and feel better. Every day a chance to grow. Every opportunity you have to work with somebody, a chance to grow, a chance to get better. Every day, continue the growth, continue to feel better. It's yours for the taking. The opportunity and the resources exist. We love it. Let's work.